just yeah, I just yeah, I just I just wanna feel a little reckless. Silk on skin, yeah, soft but electric. Midnight glow, I'm catching my reflection. Little bit of danger in the tension. I just wanna move like I don't.
Hey there! I am going to be taking you through the first part of our new choreography, which is I Just. And so this is really the entry into I Just. So we're going to review some kind of basic, but they're basic concepts, but I would say they're a little advanced in terms of some of the styling that we're going to be putting on them. So I'm starting in my backpack position. My right hand is going to flamenco grip. So the way I like to think about my flamenco grip is I take my arms out to the side, and then my hands, the back of my hands is going to tap the top of my head. Yeah? And then I'm going to grab the fabric. So again, right arm, this is going to be my right arm out to the side, and then it comes in front of the fabric, in between the fabric, and then the back of my hand taps the top of my head, and then from there I grab my fabric. So I've got kind of almost a wrap on my arm. Then my other arm is going to push out to the left. Now I'm doing this, I'm going to eventually be doing this from a very sunken position, but for right now I'm doing it standing tall. I'm going to press out into my left hand. The fabric is trapped between my thumb and my pointer finger, and I'm really pushing out. I'm making a very strong connection between my arms. So I have a very tight fabric on my upper back. And from here, I'm going to think left leg, then right leg, and I want my shins to be trapped in this left fabric that I'm holding. So I'm pulling down with my right hand. It's going to be supporting me. I'm pushing away with my left, and then I'm going to take my legs and fan kick to bring my shins to the left side fabric. So it's going to look like this. Yeah? And then you can just come on back down. So an important point is once my legs are pushing into the fabric, my left hand goes. So then it's just my right hand and my shins pressing in. So I'm going to show that one more time. I'm pressing away, creating tension with my fabric, and I'm going to go left leg, then right leg. And I'm here. Yeah. Okay. So assuming that's gone well for you, try it a few times, get it in your body, and then let's look at what happens next. So what happens next is my shins are going to press into that left fabric, and I'm going to straighten my legs. And the press of my shins into that fabric are what's going to create the tension to hold me in an almost, I'm going to call it a plank position, because there's definitely a back bend. Kind of like almost like a kite position, but your legs are together. So again, flamenco grip the right hand, left hand presses away, left leg then right comes up to the fabric, and I'm in my little nugget. And I'm just going to go ahead and give myself a gentle swing so you can see me from all angles. So now my shins are pressing into the fabric, and I'm going to extend my legs out. And then I'm going to turn my hips to the ceiling and bring my left hand on and release my right. For now. So let's just do that much again, and then we'll add on. Yeah? So, again, my fabric is behind me, hand to the head, grab, push out. Left leg, then right, and I'm giving myself a little spin just so you can see. Don't add a spin yet. That was the lamest spin of all time. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten my legs. And turn my hips to the ceiling. Left hand replaces my right. You can bend your knees and come to a seat. Okay, so next up, we're going to think about removing our right leg as we rotate our hips to the ceiling. So I said in one class remove the top leg. And I realized that the top leg becomes the bottom leg if you rotate. So really think about the right leg being the guy that's gonna be leaving the party. So, fabric behind me, right hand flamenco grips, left hand presses out. I'm gonna sink down a little bit so I can really give you a nice spin. Thighs are pressing into the fabric. Toes are pointed. I'm gonna extend my legs, flip my hips to the ceiling, take my right leg out, and now I'm in this pretty little tree pose position. And now I'm gonna let my right foot tap down, and I'm here. Yeah, we're almost through. Yeah, so you're hanging off your arms as you go through this sequence quite a bit. So first you're hanging from your right arm, and then you switch and you're hanging from just your left. So it's very even, but it's a nice challenging way to start a choreography because you're gonna find your grip is getting tired as we're going through this exercise, and you may find it's going to make you very tired. Before we go on to the next thing, you should be familiar with a Peter Pan before you attempt this. So I don't know whether or not I have a Peter Pan video. I think I probably do though if you scout around in the library. So I would say go ahead and learn Peter Pan before you try any of this, because we're going into a Peter Pan that then turns into a sort of upside down split. Yeah? So just putting it out there. So again, boop, boop. I'm going to be adding on the Peter Pan portion of this. Now, so I'm here. I'm going to give myself a nice little gentle spin so you can see, and then extending my legs, turning, and then my right hand comes back on. My right leg threads between my body and the fabric. So not through the center of my fabric, between my body and the fabric. I'm pulling myself up and my right shoulder goes through, then my left, and I immediately start to lean back. My right leg comes to the outside of my fabric, and I grab my left leg. So if I hook my right knee, and you are, this is an optional position. You can also come here if you don't have a split. But if I was to bend my right knee through here, I would be in a circus, which is exactly where we're going. So, just a note to self, right, that I try to do that as slowly as possible, but it's a very quick movement. And the faster you do it, the more magical it seems. Also, the easier it is. So it takes a lot of effort to do it slowly, and when you're learning it, that's really what speed you're doing it at. So if you're finding you're exhausted, me too. So, I'm trying to think, I think it's your inside leg. Yes. So if you want to try it from just here, we're going to take the fabric above the knee to the thigh. We're going to sink back, holding on to the inner thigh fabric. Not the outside of the leg fabric, the inner thigh fabric. And then you've got to bring your right leg between your fabric and your body. You're going to pull up, like you're doing a pull-up, and then you're going to think right elbow, right shoulder, left shoulder. And then your right leg is going to come over for a cute little split, and you're going to grab your back leg. Now, you could also come here. That's fine. And then, the finalization of the move is to bring your right foot through the center and slide your hips so that you're basically in the setup for circus scene. Yeah? Okay, let's do the whole thing together. I'm gonna say a little bit less, and then I have a video of me already doing it. Unfortunately, the original video, the sound was incredibly bad, so hopefully this video, the sound is a little better. Yes. So, taking the fabric behind me, hand to the top of my head, grab hold of the fabric, push out. Now, I do want to mention, and this may be a me thing, but I don't think it is, finding the spin from standing is incredibly challenging. I believe on this rig because you can kind of see, maybe if you can see here, I don't know whether you can, these rigging points are supported by ropes that come down from the rig. So what will end up happening when I do a spin from standing is I'll get an orbit. Yes, and if you're directly tied in with the ceiling, that may not happen to you. So maybe you can try from standing if you're directly tied in with the ceiling. But if your rig is such that you're lowering with rope, so you're not directly tied into a stable point, you may end up with an orbit more easily. And if that's the case for you, and if you're at my studio here, that's the case for you, then you want to start with a low center of gravity so you have less potential for orbit. Now, it's not easier to start from a lower center of gravity because essentially you have higher to go. So let me talk about that for just a moment. So if I start from a lower center of gravity and I'm kicking my legs up, it's as important for me to be pulling with my right arm as it is for me to be pushing with my left hand, if that makes any sense. So I'm really stabilizing and keeping my upper body very active. If I don't stay very active in my upper body, I will find it very hard to lift my butt up off the ground and curl into that tuck position, especially when I'm spinning, right? Because now I've got why can't I say it? It doesn't matter. Now I've got the force of spinning on top of the fact that I have to kind of deadlift myself into the fabric from a very low position. So, and a straight arm invert is not my jam either, as you probably well know. So I'm pushing my arms out, I'm sinking low, and then I'm keeping my left leg forward so that I can use it as my spinning point. And then you can see I really get whipping. Now I'm going to straighten my legs. Turn towards the ceiling, switch hands. Right leg out. Right hand back on, right leg between the fabric and my body. I'm going to rotate into my Peter Pan, and here's my sling. Put the knees, sit down, enjoy your spin, and then straddle over your head into a plank, and come on up. Whee! So, hope that made sense to you. Yeah, whew. That's one way to start a choreography. Music is available on iTunes, Spotify, and a bunch of other places, so you can download it. It's under the artist Neverland Sounds, and see you in class, I hope. Bye.
I just wanna feel a little reckless. Silk on skin, yeah, soft but electric. Midnight glow, I'm catching my reflection. Little bit of danger in the tension. I just wanna move like I don't